This is not the video I intended to make. We had decided to take a little vacation, spend New Year's with my parents in Wyoming, and we're supposed to just be a quick trip there and back in a few days. It does take 2 days to drive, but you know, we're only supposed to be there for a few days and head home. And then some kind of snowstorm of the century hit, and we got stuck only 30 miles from my parents' house in a little town called Chugwater, and we had to stay overnight in a community center, and that was really fun. You may have seen our Instagram. If you haven't, go over and hang out with me on Instagram, and you'll probably have more real-time updates on our life. But anyway, after we got done there, they opened the roads again the next day, 24 hours later, and it was still really treacherous. So we just went back to my parents' house because at the same time, Idaho was getting blasted, and we just said, we're never going to make it back. So we spent the weekend at my parents'. We were all in all there for a week and a half, maybe a couple days longer, I don't know, almost 2 weeks. So we're on the trip and we're almost home. So how are you feeling about getting back?
Not great. The main reason we went back to Cheyenne and not back to Idaho is the pass between Montana and Idaho was closed for snow. We're on that pass right now. It's not bad. It's 3 days after the other part of the story, and it's okay. Speeds are good, but they say there's a lot of black ice, so I'm just getting really nervous about it. Once we get home, the road to our house is supposedly, based on the neighbors, really, really treacherous. And we left our snow chains with the other vehicle so that they could have them back on the property. Now, we haven't talked to them in a week because for whatever reason the internet is out at the property, and we don't know what's happening there. So we got a message through one of our neighbors a little while back. They're okay, they're safe, but we haven't heard from them. So we don't know what we're going to find when we get there. We've called a few snowplow companies and nobody's gotten back with us. The tractor that I was planning on using to clear the snow wouldn't start the morning that we left, so I think I broke the ignition switch. So I got a whole stack of stuff piling up before I can relax tonight. And,
but basically, we don't think we can get on the property, right?
We can't get on our property.
Right.
The neighbors who have been in contact with us have said, no, there's no way you're going to get there. We can get to the gate. So from there, it's a maybe quarter-mile walk to the barn. I'm not too worried about that. I walk that all the time, but not usually in 2 feet of snow, and not usually with the whole family.
And with all of our luggage.
With all of our luggage. And because we know we're going to be kind of holed up there for a while, we stopped and got a bunch of groceries. And the grocery store didn't even have any boxes because on that side of the divide,
trucks haven't made it through yet.
They haven't got any trucks through. So the stores are really, really bare, and apparently they have no boxes. So we just, as best we could, jammed stuff in the corners of the truck. It's freezing right now, 20 degrees. So that food is staying cold and possibly being ruined. So there's a lot of stuff stressing me out. Got an hour and a half before we get home, maybe?
Yep.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see.
Okay, so we made it over the pass with no problem. I mean, it was a little sketchy, but
sketchy.
slow and steady, and we got over. And so now we are down in St. Mary's and passing through town, and we're about to head up to our property. So I don't know if we'll make it on, but we'll take you along for the ride.
The neighbor said it was so slick.
Yeah, that our main road is so slick, and I mean, here in town it's nothing, but going up the mountain it's supposedly really slick. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.
So far so good. We are still on the county road and it's been plowed and new gravel has been put on top, so it might end soon, but it looks okay.
There, look at all that snow.
Rest in peace.
Alright, let's see what our gate looks like. So our neighbor lent us some sleds. We're packing as much as we can into the sleds and we're going to pull it up to the house because this is our drive. Nobody has plowed it. I don't know if you can tell, like, so somebody plowed, you know, like up there, but then as you come here, this is actually like, I don't know, 2 feet high right here.
I'm going to go with them with the first.
All right. Okay, so everyone's taking a bunch of stuff up. I didn't bring boots with me on the trip, and so they have to go get my boots and bring them to me. But Josiah just informed us that our cow Carla fell down on Saturday, so it's been 3 days, and she hasn't gotten up. She's alive and eating and drinking, they say, but she fell, got tangled in some fencing, and you know, had some blood, some cuts and scrapes, but she won't get up, and so that makes me think that her leg's broken. I haven't had a chance to assess. I just don't know what to expect when I get up there, but I have to wait for my boots. Come on! Hi there! Oh, welcome! Welcome home! Huh. You good boy. Yeah.
Home again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Miles to go before we sleep. It's almost dark and you still have to get probably at least 2, maybe 3 more loads out of that.
between the neighbors we got 3 sleds. So that's actually, I mean, I didn't expect that. I thought we'd be walking for days.
That'd be bad. Okay, so last night it was just getting dark, and when I saw Carla I kind of lost it, so I didn't really video last night. So here we are this morning. I don't think there's much we can do for her, but we're going to try one last hurrah to get her up out of kind of the hole. When we were coming home, of course, I looked at the forecast and there was no snow in our future. It was supposed to rain Thursday. We woke up this morning and guess what? It's a beautiful winter wonderland, but unfortunately it makes it harder to work in, and our truck is still stuck up by the road. Brendan had to make another trip there this morning after, what, 5 or 6 trips last night at least. We needed some ratchet straps and kids Carhartts. So anyway, once we get the ratchet straps, we don't have, our tractor's not working, so we're not able to use it to help hoist her up. So it's going to be a little bit of manpower and maybe some leverage. But by the end of the day, we'll either have her up or we'll put her out for misery. I don't know if there's anybody else we could call. I keep thinking through who could we call, but no one can even get here. Even if we called, the vet isn't going to do anything. We already know our current vet has the philosophy that things happen. And when a cow's down like this, I think from the experience we've had with friends who say that anytime their animals are hurt, you know, she's like, this is farm life and you just put them out of their misery. So I know she'd do things for us, you know, if we just had an injury, or like, you know, she does
the dehornings and things like that. But when it comes to this kind of situation, she's more of a, she take care of it. So trying to be strong, because I kind of lost it last night, but I may lose it again. She's trying a little bit, but I think she's losing her energy. There's plenty of hay put in front of her last night so she could eat it, and there's water that it was closer, but she was looking like she tried to get up, so I moved it a little further. Mostly she tries to get up with her front legs, but her back legs are kind of stuck in the post hole from the fence. I guess Josiah said her feet were tangled in one post and her head was kind of through the other, so he cut it all away best he could. And I'm not sure there's much more we can do for her, especially this is not quite 72 hours after. Okay, so we're about to try to get her up, so we'll see if we can. We're going to try bringing the babies down and see if that'll encourage her to get up, because this morning Emma said she tried to get up when the babies left her. So maybe it'll encourage her if we bring them and then take them where she can see them and then take them farther away. Maybe she'll follow them.
Come on, look, your baby. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Oh, look. Look, she's trying. Come on, girl.
Come on, baby.
Come on, girl.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Come on, girl, please.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
Okay, let's tease her.
Come on, girl.
Okay. No, it's gonna be right here.
Right in front of the thing.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3. She can't get up.
Okay, so right now they're trying to there's like part of the fence, Josiah cut it off, but it's still in the ground, because we want to try to roll her one direction so that she can potentially just change position and maybe be able to get some feeling back in her legs. What we think is that she doesn't have any feeling in her legs. Nothing really technically looks broken. I keep saying things look like they're at an unnatural angle, but really it's probably because she can't feel them, so they're real weak, and she just can't like bend them and stuff. So nothing looks really broken per se. So it probably is that they lost feeling while she was laying there for, well, almost 3 days now, probably basically 72 hours. So they're trying to get a post out of the ground. Not sure if it'll work because it's in there pretty deep. And then we'll try again. She's eating, and I haven't put the water back up to her, but she's eating well. She's not acting like she's actively dying, so we may just keep working on her and see what happens. You're doing it.
All right.
Amazing.
Oh.
It's still not out.
Here we go.
Wow.
I did that one myself.
That was deep in the ground.
Deep that is.
I mean, it's a solid fence, baby.
You guys did a good
job.
No
Sorry
concrete.
we destroyed it.
See, that's why we don't put concrete under our posts, is because we don't know how long they're going to be there.
Exactly.
Let's cut this post off right where the mud line is and put it back in the house.
The treat wasn't working, so I just gave it to her because she needs some energy. So, I'm letting her eat it.
2. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Come on, girl. Come on. Get your feet up. Come on, girl. Get your feet up, girl. Come on. Come on.
Well, nothing's really working. We're kind of starting to lose a little hope, but she's not making any attempt to move or help us get up. I don't know if there's nerve damage, if something's broken. we just have no idea. So this is not the video I intended to make. When I started the new year, the first video of the year was supposed to be a video about homeschooling, I think. Well, probably it would have been about our trip home. I mean, this video is about our trip home and what we found when we got here. But this wasn't really the way I intended to start the new year, but such is farm life, I am told. I'm still really emotional, still really upset.